Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2019. Today we'll be looking at Wonderkid defenders, so we're covering right backs, centre backs and left backs. So we'll sort of right backs first, and I was just looking at this and I'm kind of surprised at the first one because he's 22, well he's 24, sorry. The one underneath him I think is, yeah there's one under here that's 22, but this guy's 24, he's Moroccan. I've never heard of him in my life. Achraf Hakimi, he is at PSG in this. He is definitely very good for a right back. He's very balanced. He definitely can run. His crossing's pretty good. Dribbling's good. Defending stats are actually pretty good as well for a right back. Plays wing back. He's like 59 million at PSG. He starts at Real Madrid. So I feel like I should have heard of him. And he went on loan at Dortmund for 2 years in his save. And then had a season at Madrid where he played 12 games. And then PSG signed him for 64 million. Yeah. So it's not looking like he's a cheap buy particularly, so he could be quite expensive to get, but with stats like this for a right back, I mean, he's going to do well in it. There's not really he played right wing back as well. 75 caps for Morocco, obviously going to break 100. About 59 million, 140k, first team for PSG, so they definitely value him. We have to jump through there's loads of defenders. So we'll go to the guy that I thought would be a regen because he's 22. Joshua Wagnerman at Bayern Munich. He is, no, so 22, no German caps. Can't remember if they've got the German league now. And the German national team, that is. He's like 54 million, 105k. He's only a rotation at Bayern. But if you look at his stats for a 22-year-old, he's primarily a left back. But he can play left back, left wing back, right back, and right wing back perfectly fine. So look at his stats. He's not fastest, I'd probably change him to like a centre mid maybe, or like a CDM. How tall is he? He's 6'2", maybe a CDM, because his passing's not bad, his defending's not bad, but he's not particularly quick. Well, he's quick, he's not fast, so he doesn't really play. But yeah, so he can't really play down the line. Well, he can, but not as well as the previous one. He was born in the year. I just lost it. He's born in 2000. That makes me feel old. So where does he start? So he starts at Hamburg. Or Hamburg. Whatever. He only moved to Bayern for 17.5 million. So for a 22-year-old, that is 54 million. Very good stats. Very good all-round stats. And is only going to grow. Cost 17.5 million. So, you know, might want to have a look at him. Joshua Wagnerman. I'm probably butchering everyone's names. Let's have a look at a less expensive one. Oh, we've got to a constant who always appears. Lucas Klosterman. He's definitely bang average for a right back. Got good physical stats. Mental stats aren't dreadful. Technicals, not very good. But he's got the crossing, he's got the heading, he's got the marking, he's got the tackling. So that's all you kind of need. He's very cheap. I mean, he starts at Leipzig, and Augsburg bought him for 5.75, and then Schalke bought him for 10.5. I'm so glad they've got the German league names. This makes it a lot easier. So he's very cheap. He's always been sort of this right back that grows in every Football Manager. Never been a world beater as such, but definitely is good. I'm just looking for another one that we might not know of. Okay, let's try this guy, Konrad Lehmer. Interesting distribution of stats. He's 26, 50 caps for Austria, 37 million, he's on 100k. He's a key player. He's actually a centre mid, but can also play right back. If you train and play right back, you probably do that quite well, because good marking, his crossing's a bit shit actually. How tall is he? 5'11". I'd take him as a right back over a centre mid. I don't really like my centre mid being under 6 foot, especially in a CDM. But if you look at his right back stats, his crossing's a bit shoddy. So if you want him as like a defensive right back, he's got like 16 tackling, 13 marking, 12 passing, can't run as well. But if you can train him, I have not looked at the new thing. So you can train him as a no nonsense fullback. I suppose I don't even know what that is. But yeah, so he's another one. So if there's anyone else that's actually a right back, So look at the ones at Monaco. Everyone knows who this is. Almami Traore, Malian right back at Monaco. I believe he starts at Monaco. Yep, been at Monaco his career, been very good for them. I need to stop clicking off of him. As you can see, if you look at his stats, incredible. He can cross the ball very well. His acceleration and pace above 15 is decent. He's 6 foot. He's like the perfect. I'm not surprised he can play centre back as well. Because I mean, 6 foot stats like that playing centre back, especially playing as a ball playing defender, is pretty good. So he's another one. So we'll go have a look at actual centre backs now. So I'm rushing through it a little bit, but I'll just let you have a look at the names for the other right backs first. So there's just all of these. So if you can pause it whenever you want to have a look. People like Mason Holgate, Kyle Walker-Peters, and good old Paul Liola. So they're all the right backs I have in this shortlist. Let's go to centre backs. Let's scroll up, and we have the person that's on the thumbnail. Presnel Kimpembe. I was going Pascal. Don't know why, but if we look at him, 6'2". He's about 59 million. He's on 205k a week. He only has 7 France caps. But if we look at his defensive stats, especially for a ball playing defender, they're incredible. I don't think you're going to get much better for a ball playing centre back than this guy. His passing could be a little bit higher, but he's obviously very good. Starts at PSG, has been at PSG since. So he's going to be expensive. Jesus Christ, he can play a lot of positions. We have Frenkie de Jong, the player that's recently been linked with a lot of top tier teams throughout Europe. On this, he's ended up at Bayern, and the ability to play centre back, CDM, and centre mid. I believe I know him as a CDM maybe. From Ajax originally. Let's have a look. So Bayern bought him for 4.1 million. He's played a lot of games. He's not like Inter. He's played a decent amount of games. He's not played incredibly well, but that says 41 million. There's a big gap between that, and that needs fixing a little bit. But yeah, maybe not as cheap as I thought it was going to be, but I mean, if you want to spend 41 million on a player that's got a strange array of technicals, he's lacking in some technicals, but like marking, but he's very, very good on the ball. Decent off the ball as well, decent physicals, 5'11". Can't really go wrong there. Let's go down to some people that we might not see usually. Okay, we'll just go to Christopher Azure because he always comes up. Dude's at PSG. He's at Celtic in real life, so it's not exactly going to cost you a stupid amount to pry him away from Celtic. Real spent 19.5 to get him away. Isn't outstanding amounts of money, especially in today's market of football. We're just going to have quick looks at some. Thiago Maia, I know he's a CDM naturally, but you know, everyone knows what Thiago Maia is if you play Football Manager enough. Let's just scroll down to some cheaper ones, shall we? Got people like Rob Holding, Jeremy Gelling, 19 million at Southampton. He's a decent little centre back. I say little, he's 6 foot. And Southampton only paid 11 million for him. I'm not liking the spacing in the numbers. So go down to the very bottom. We have it would be Andre Frank Zambo Anguissa, Cameroonian centre back at Zenit. He's actually not bad. He's got like nice stats, 6 foot, decent marking, decent tackling. Passing's alright actually. He's a CDM naturally, but I'm assuming he's going to be really cheap. Okay, no, Fulham paid 27 million for him and sold him 2 seasons later for 3.7. Yikes. He clearly didn't want to play. You got players like Timothy Fosu-Mensah, Lloyd Kelly. You got Brighton. It's just, the English ones are interesting. He's a left back, but he can play centre back. It starts off at. Oh no, I think I know he is. It starts off at Bristol City, that is. Let's have a look at some other ones. I'm being careful not to click on anyone that's too young. Let's have a look at this guy. Gabriel Corbo at Roma. So everyone seems to be a ball-playing centre-back now. I suppose that's because modern football requires defenders to be good on the ball. But he has incredible physical stats. And decent technicals and mentals could do some work, but he's only 23. And they only paid 12 million for him this season from Bologna. So you can probably get him for a lot cheaper if you got him earlier on and developed him yourself. I mean, you probably get better development through a team with better training facilities. Not shitting on them, but I can imagine they're not state of the art like a team like Real Madrid or Man United would have. So we've got Marcos, which because I look like Sensei. He's a centre back with very interesting stats actually. Pretty good physical. Mental's coming on great. Odd technicals. In fact, he's got corners, crossing, and dribbling, and first touch. First touch not as weird, but the crossing and corners, odd. Technique's good as well. But for a centre back, he's got very strange stats. Where did he come from? Right, so he's playing for San Lorenzo in Argentina, into Boca for 9 and Juventus for 8.25, and he's valued at 33 now. So Marcos Senesi could be a very good player to buy because he seems to be pretty cheap. Although the trait likes to get forward whenever possible for a centre back, it's maybe a bit too David Luiz. So that's the centre backs looked at. Oh, actually, I'll just scroll through it so you can pause it and look at some. So we'll go through some as well, like Davison Sanchez, Christiansen, Vallejo, Sule, Sarr, and people like that. So if you just want to pause it whenever, Reece Oxford is also in there. There's a couple of English people in here. You've got Emmanuel fucking Mamana. And there are the centre backs. There's actually more than I thought there were. There we go, they're all centre backs. So you can pause whenever you like and have a look at them. So our last one will be left backs. I'm going to scroll all the way back up, and I'm not surprised to see Teo Hernandez at top. Incredible technicals. Mentals could do some work. Actually, scrap that. Mentals are really good as well. Physicals are really good. 6 foot. Obviously, he came from Atleti this season, and he's been playing, well, various places. He's on loan at Real Sociedad in real life. Then he went on to PSG, and then he's got into Real's first team. And with stats like that, I'm not surprised. You've got him again. Oh, you've got people that come quite a lot. Alex Grimaldo from Benfica. Incredible stats again. 5'7", looking really good. They paid 35.5 million for him, but probably get him a bit cheaper earlier. Oh wait, no. You might be able to get him cheaper right at the start of the game, but after that his price is just going to go up. So is anyone else? Ben Chilwell is really good now that he's at United. Very good stats as well. How much did they pay for him? 34 million. Luke Shaw is also at United. They have 2 of the best English left backs in the game. Not looking as good. I can see why they've got Ben Chilwell. Josh Tymon, English again. He's got at West Ham. Good stats and all. They paid 14.25 million for him, so they've done well there. So we've got some of the lower end ones, or the lowest end one, I suppose. Currently Anderlecht. He's a winger but can play left back. So he's going to cost you. He apparently cost me between 14.5 and 19.25 now, but he's going to cost you no at the start. If you ever want just a makeshift, maybe a sub left back or sub player that can play all the way down the line, or if you're a lower end team want the first choice, because he does start at the age of 18. He's only 23 now and still have room to develop. See if there's anyone else that stands out. I suppose Matthew Target. English again, he's 27 now. Good left back. He's actually got really nice distribution of stats. Just like seeing a lot of yellow. I've seen blue would be nice as well, but oh well. Cardiff signed for 2.5 million from Southampton, and he has developed into a decent left back. At 20 million valued as well. Let's see if there's anyone else. Well, let's have a look at Rick van Drongelen. I have no clue who he is. He's a centre back naturally, but can play left back as well. He's valued 33.5 million, 110k, key player for Wolfsburg. Definitely got more centre back oriented stats than left back, but can still cross a ball. So he could act as a back where you were first choice centre back and / backup left back. He starts off at Hamburg again. they've only just signed him, so you probably struggle to sign straight away, but you might want to get him before he develops too much, because his price peaks a little bit. Apart from that, I'll just run through the centre backs so you can have a look at them and pause it if any of them well, catch your eye, and if you want to try and sign any of them. Bearing in mind that some of the ones at the top might be horribly expensive at the beginning of the game, or they could be extremely cheap at the beginning of the game. You just never know. So this guy is cheap at the beginning of the game, 8.5 million, but jumps up to 37. So yeah, this has been the Wonderkids Defenders video. I'll be back for a midfielder video pretty soon. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.